Kings! This is how you get responses from high-level prospects from your outreach as a video editor. Stop wasting your time, stop getting ignored, and build strong connections through your outreach attempts so that you can actually start printing cash as a video editor. Real quick, just so you know who I am and that I'm not just talking out of my ass. Who am I? Well, I was the prolific video editor for the YouTube channel Hamza. Together we scaled his YouTube channel from 500 subscribers all the way to 1.8 million subscribers within the span of 2 years. I created the iconic Jeffrey and Adonis video editing format. I scaled my income to over $12,000 a month. I traveled the world, Europe, Dubai, Southeast Asia, and now I run an academy teaching over 600 young men how to do the exact same. Alright, so before I lose the TikTok brains, because there's going to be a small section of people who aren't going to commit their full attention and time to this full video. Hopefully that's not you. But if there is one thing I want you to take away from this video, it is this. Most people outreach because they're looking for work. If you want to be actually successful with your outreach attempts, you want to outreach with the mindset shift of not looking for work, but looking to solve problems. One method is entirely selfish. I want work, I want money, I want to get paid, I want a bad Latina bitch. The other one is not selfless, but you're speaking in the prospect's language. And there is a massive difference. One of them is screaming, please hire me. Please, please, please. And the other one is saying, I see a problem within your business. Here's how I can help. I can't stress to you enough how big of a difference that in itself makes alone. Just that slight mindset shift towards it. Okay, so the first mistake that I see people making is they have this machine gun approach to their outreach. And I understand why people do this, because a lot of outreach is basically just being in the right place at the right time. So you might think the more volume you do, the more chance that you get of landing that opportunity, the more lottery tickets that you cash, the more likely you are to win the lottery. But here's what people misunderstand. Not every lottery ticket has the same amount of value. You could spam 100 lottery tickets and perhaps if you win, you could win $1,000. Cool. Or you could buy 10 higher value lottery tickets, which have a higher chance of winning as well. And that could get you $100,000. Okay. My point being, if you're spamming out as much outreach as possible, there's going to be a lack of quality to your message in itself. Now, best case scenario, you do land a client from one of these messages. It's, hey bro, need an editor? Let me know if you're interested. Need help with your videos? Like these very generic messages. You could land a client with that. No doubt about it. You could, right? But you don't even want to land that work because you've introduced yourself foundationally as absolutely nothing unique at all, right? So the likelihood of you being able to position yourself as not just a oil rig editor who will sit there and do the lowest leverage editing possible and get paid the least is very low. You can't introduce yourself into a business relationship like any other cog on the market and then expect to be treated like a partner. And that's where the real money is in video editing, guys. It's not just showing up, going through the motions, going through the timeline with your brain half engaged, with Hearthstone or chess on the other monitor. You edit the video and then you send it off and you get paid, right? The real money with video editing and the real way that you're able to scale your income as a video editor is using your brain. And if you don't use your brain by way of your introduction to the prospect's life and to their business, then you've already positioned yourself as a cog. What you want to do is immediately set the tone with your prospect, with what they can come to expect from working with you. This means being switched on. This means buying into their mission. This means doing your research. Make sure you study so that you too can sit in the war room with Tristan Tate, with your Johnny Walker, okay? Really though, even if you get a reply from this oil rig machine gun outreach, sending off as many generic messages as you can, the type of work you're going to land from that is no better than just getting a client off Fiverr.com. If you want to get off that hamster wheel, if you want to actually work with high-level clients, high-leverage positions, you need to set the tone immediately. And when you outreach to someone, you are introducing yourself to their business. That means putting in that extra effort to your outreach message is not just important for the sake of hopefully getting that reply, but it's that when you get that reply, it's actually worth something. It's actually going to be a good job opportunity rather than, oh yeah, you can edit my reels for $20 per reel. Leave those jobs to the cogs, okay? What we're doing here is much bigger. The second mistake people make with their outreach is that their social profiles, which they're outreaching from, are dead. Your absolute most important social media profile for outreach is going to be Instagram. Instagram is king of outreach, in my opinion, even more so than emails, to be honest. And the reason why is because Instagram acts as your portfolio to life. I can go on someone's Instagram and immediately have a good general understanding of whether or not I would want to work with this person, hang out with this person, or date this person. That's why Instagram is so fucking important, especially for business. A lot of guys are not putting anywhere near enough intent into their Instagram presence. I have received outreach from people who have a fucking private profile. Absolutely embarrassing. That's basically the equivalent of putting a flyer through someone's door, right? The flyer is for some Indian food or a pizza, right? And then I look at the flyer and I'm like, oh, interesting. And then I go to your shop and it's fucking closed. Your shop is closed. You've sent me a flyer. You've made the effort to send me that flyer. Your shop's closed. How the fuck am I supposed to buy from you? I'm not going to buy from a shop who has its shutters closed. If you want your outreach to be effective, you absolutely have to put more intent into your Instagram. And I'm going to show you very quickly how now. And this is something I go very, very in-depth on inside of my academy. But I'll give you a quick rundown. Number one, and I'm just going to start with a pet peeve. These fucking profile pictures that have the colored background, you can see it on the fucking screen here. Terrible. Terrible. Whenever I see a motherfucker like that pop up on my feed, all I'm thinking is, this guy's about to hit me with the worst business proposition of all time. You just look like a fucking NPC if you do this. Have a profile picture where you just look slick, okay? You look like an approachable guy. You look professional. Do not have one of these colored backgrounds. Really, I can't stress to you enough. Every time I see one of them, in my brain, I immediately just think, I'm about to receive the most fucking AIDS message of all time. Some terrible business proposition. I immediately get defensive towards even engaging with them, okay? Little pet peeve. Also, fucking mirror selfies. Oh my god. Get an outreach from someone who is posting like some awkward mirror selfie of them in the gym. It's just not slick, man. It's just not slick. If you want to start mimicking what a good Instagram profile and Instagram presence looks like, just take a look at my Instagram, at Harbonator. Take a look through my carousels. Carousels are basically picture posts where you swipe through and you can see multiple different things. You'll see that I position myself as a cool guy, the sort of guy you would drink a beer with, a locked-in guy, someone who takes business very seriously, and a sexy guy, someone who is worthy of dating hot women, and also an authority in my space. You'll see pictures of me hanging out with my academy students in Bangkok. What does that say to someone? It's like, wow, this guy teaches young men how to make money through video editing so that they can travel the world with their laptop printing cash. And here he is hanging out with 10 of his students in Bangkok. This guy must be pretty fucking good at what he does. You want to position yourself as an authority with what you're doing. What that might look like for you with video editing is, for example, a picture of you at your desk. You've invested in a nice setup for your desk. You've got some plants, you've got some shit going on. You've got a big monitor, and you've got a Premiere Pro timeline on your monitor. Boom. This guy takes what he does seriously. See that subtle authority that you can do with your Instagram posts. Because if you don't do this, and you just send out an outreach message, and your profile is shit, what's the point? Like, foundationally, you can send the most 10 out of 10 perfect outreach message. If your shop front is shit, no one is going to shop with you. It's as simple as that. So again, I go into this in depth inside of my academy, but very quickly for you here, generally speaking, you want your Instagram to look like this. 6 posts, all carousel style. You want 3 pinned posts. Your first pin can just be a little bit of an about me. Hi, my name is Sam, I do this. And you can do the next slide. Here's one of my clients, I've done this for them, you know. Get a little bit creative with how you want to present your about me. Pin 2 should be a highlight reel. So literally just a bunch of different animations or edits that you've made put together in about 45-second video. Cool. Pin 3 should be about building authority. So client testimonials, whether that's a video testimonial or screenshot testimonials. Video testimonials are really, really, really powerful. That's the general consensus as to what your Instagram should look like, while still mixing in the lifestyle and the stuff which will make a prospect think, oh, this guy's actually pretty cool. I actually wouldn't mind sitting in a Zoom call with him for an hour talking about my content. It wouldn't feel like an energy drain on me because he actually seems like a pretty cool guy. We can probably have a laugh together. That's what people want. We're working online because we don't want to go into an office with fucking skinwalkers. So don't be a skinwalker on your Instagram. Mix video editing into your lifestyle. Now, the third mistake people make with outreach is actually over-relying on outreach. Here's the thing I've noticed with people in the space, right? They will teach you the very short-term ideas on how to make money without really factoring in the long term. And the reason why they do that is because they're motivated to get you results as soon as possible so that they can say, look, my method works, right? Here's the thing. If you over-rely on outreach for eternity, sure, when you're starting out, when you don't have any motion, when you don't have any clients, outreach is G'd, right? But if you continue to rely on that for all of eternity, you're going to be stuck on a hamster wheel, exactly like this fellow here, constantly pinging out emails, messages, rather than just taking the time to position yourself as an authority in your space so that you don't even have to do that shit. You don't have to chase clients. You don't have to run ads. You don't have to do all of this extra shit because you have already done the groundwork and set the foundations so that you genuinely just wake up and have 2 new prospects in your DMs without having to do anything. And the best part is that groundwork that you've laid out, it attracts the absolute fucking best type of client because they have reached out to you. They're coming to your shop to buy your shit. You already have the high ground, Anakin. You understand? It's very powerful. When you're doing outreach, you are kind of on the back foot. You're saying like, I want to work with you. That's the general subconscious underlying message behind that. If you have someone walking into your shop, that is a whole different level of abundance. So that when you go to the negotiation table, you have fucking no problem getting the price that you want because they've walked into your fucking shop. And the best part is, more people are waiting to walk into your shop as soon as they leave. So you're in a much better position to turn people away who you're not aligned to or who aren't willing to pay your worth. There is no longevity to over-relying on outreach. And this is what a lot of guys don't talk about in the space because it's just not as fast. People want fast. I want the 6-pack now. It's very asinine for you to think that anything that you want in life is going to come easy and fast, okay? And if it does come easy and fast, guess what? It's probably a trap. And this is a trap. Over-relying on outreach is a fucking trap, okay? What you want is to set up your storefront so that you have a constant inbound lead flow. While most gurus will have you as this hamster on this wheel, constantly pinging out as much outreach as humanly possible, even though there's no longevity to that, I want you to look like this, okay? This is what it looks like when you actually do that groundwork. You set those foundations, you have your storefront, and you have a constant inbound stream of high-level prospects wanting to work with you, not the other way around. And it's a much better and more leveraged position to be in. It is the high ground, Anakin, okay? Trust me. You guys have seen that scene. You want to be on the high ground. You do want to be on the high ground, guys. There's not much longevity to being on the low ground. And you know, I'm sat here. I don't know where my phone is, but literally today, one of my students posted that he landed work with Stan Brownie, this massive fucking YouTuber with 11 million subscribers. And the best part is, Stan Brownie hit him up. He messaged him. And now he's working with a guy who has over 11 million subs on YouTube. That is the position that you need to aim for, okay? There is a time and place for outreach, but you don't want to over-rely on it. And just in case you're still sat and you're thinking, I don't know, Sam, outreach seems pretty OP to me. This is my student, Henrik. He works full-time, okay, in a normal 9-to-5 job and only does video editing as a side hustle. Henrik doesn't have fucking time to do outreach. Henrik has done 0 outreach over the last year. Yet, in 2025, Henrik made $57,500 from video editing alone. And that's on top of his 9-to-5 job. And he did this through positioning. And he has one hell of a client portfolio as well. He's worked with some really sick clients. 0 outreach. 0. And through that, he's earned total freedom. Henrik's a bit of a weird one because he actually likes his 9-to-5 job. So I've already told him, like, bro, just quit and go all in on editing. Like, he could scale his income to 10, 15K a month, no problem. But he actually likes his job, fair enough. Even still, an extra $58,000 in the year, he's traveled to Bali twice, he's hung out with other ambitious video editors, including myself. Henrik is living the fucking dream. That is what freedom tastes like. It's glorious, and all with 0 outreach, okay? If you want to learn directly from me how to position yourself in the market, you want to join a network of over 600 video editors. If you genuinely are about this and you want to take this shit to the next level, you're done cruising. You want to scale your income. You want the freedom. You want to fly to Bangkok. You want to fly to Bali. You want to meet other aspirational video editing chads. Join us. Click the link in the description right now. I will teach you the exact systems which actually work. Not just short term, not just hamster wheel stuff, but building an actual business which has longevity and gives you total freedom. But going back to outreach, okay, like I say, there is a time and place for outreach. There is. This is what you want from outreach. Now you'll notice my example message here. He doesn't actually get the client closed because he's not looking for an editor. This is a reply that one of my students got. But he got a reply. And he got a good fucking reply as well. That is exactly what you want. You want a reply, even if the reply isn't, oh yeah, I'm actually looking for an editor. You just want a reply, which means you have to be in the right time, at the right place. No doubt about it, guys. Cold outreach is right time, right place. You could send the most perfect outreach message. If you're not there at the right time and the right place, you just don't get the client. It's not that deep. Go next. Move on. But you also want your message to be high effort sniper outreach. You want some intent behind that message. You want to craft that sniper bullet. You don't want a little weak machine gun bullet because even if it lands, it's not going to be high leverage. You're not going to get the $500 per video deal. You're going to get the $20 per video deal. And very importantly, once you get that reply, stay in touch. This is delayed gratification, my friends. You've crafted that sniper bullet. You've got your reply. Most people will be like, oh, he's not looking for an editor. All right, well, thanks anyway. Bye. Dissipates. Guess what, bro? In 1 month's time, he could be looking for a video editor. And if you've got the follow on Instagram, and if you're posting on your Instagram, if you're staying in their conscious, maybe you put a story up of a highlight, and he sees it and he thinks, oh, you know what, man, I could use a video editor. Boom! You've got your client. If you get that reply, stay in touch. Get the Instagram specifically. Because there will come a point where he needs an editor, or maybe one of his friends needs an editor, and he thinks, oh, that guy sent me a really good outreach message. I've got him on Instagram. Pings your profile link to his friend. Boom, you've landed a client. Play the long game, guys. Like I say, we're not in this for the short term. I'm not teaching you guys hamster wheel shit. I'm teaching you how to build a real fucking business here. You get that reply, that's a good connect. Stay in touch. Get the Instagram, very important. I hope this video was helpful. If you want extra help and if you're ready to take the shit to the next level, click the first link in the description right fucking now. And if you want to get started and you want to build some momentum, go ahead and watch this video on how to make your first $1,000 in video editing within 30 days from now. Take care.